was built to last. With the webs I'm weaving, I could change the past. With all I'm achieving, got my foot on the gas. Never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from...
Alright ladies, so quick car conversation. I'm not gonna make it drawn out and long-winded like I usually do, because I know I keep saying that I'm gonna stop having these long extended car conversations. They become redundant after a while. At least I feel that they do, because I think that I personally would become bored. So I know that I do need to mix my content up. However, me and my ADHD needs to get things out whenever I can. So just left out of getting my mani-pedi. I had cut off my nails short so I could braid my hair. Mind you, by the way, I have been getting so many, even though I am very critical of my braiding and my hair, you guys know it's this short. So it's red and fuzzy at the end because the color I dyed it does not necessarily match the number 30 that I have, but it's close enough. So I've been getting so many compliments on my braids. When we were in Gatlinburg and we're in Walmart, I had a person stop me and ask me about my braids, and I told them I did them myself, and then they asked me where I was from. I said Atlanta. They said of course you would be from Atlanta. Publix, I mean, I've had, since my hair has been braided for now almost 2 weeks, and I have had, I know at least 15 to 20 people stop and ask me about my braids. So and then whenever they ask me, well, do you braid? Do you braid other people's hair? You know, of course I said no. I do braid my girlfriend Kim's hair and her daughter's hair sometimes, but just as a second means of income, I thought about it, but it takes a lot of time and I just haven't. So just got a compliment in the nail shop asking about my braids. Nevertheless, I had the short nails because I cut them down to braid my hair. And so I said, you know what? I was going to just get a fill-in, but I had chopped them up. And plus, I like whenever they're a little longer, even though typing, I usually type about 75 words per minute. And I did say that I was going to get back to writing my books, which is another reason that I would keep my nails short. But I'm really embracing my feminine energy here lately. So I said, you know what? Go ahead and take off the short ones and give me a fresh set. In addition, go ahead and give me a pedicure. Now, usually I just get the plain pedicure. I don't get all the bells and whistles, but of course, as you guys know, gel polish is an additional $10. And then of course here. So even with just the traditional spa pedicure and a new set, and they're not exceedingly long, I'm not one of those people that likes to get a lot of the razzle dazzle, the extra with the rhinestones and the designs. I've just never really been that type of girl. For me, the extra is getting a French manicure. So being as it may, that came to a total of $95, which really isn't bad. I love this new place. $95 for a full set and a pedicure that includes gel polish. And of course, I had to throw in, you know, a tip. I have to admit, I don't tip 20% when I go get my nails in I usually don't tip 20%, but I end up giving them, you know, additional $15. So that came to $110. That being said, I want to read to you a conversation that I had with an ex who I am constantly doing battle with. We have a very good rapport. That's the exes. I'm always talking about my exes. This is the one that I talked about. I said no matter where I am, he's gonna come find me, and he's gonna come buy me shots, drinks, whatever. So this is him. He and I have, like I said, a very good rapport, but we often kind of like do battle whenever it comes to certain conversations. So I'm going to read to you, well, you know what? It's not even a matter of reading. I got to kind of like listen to it. Okay. Married couple agrees. It's actually a video. Married couple agrees it's bum behavior to ask for nail and hair money. So he sent that to me, and I'm not going to play the video, but I'm going to tell him, and then of course he asked thoughts. So I'm going to read to you what I said to him, and then I'm going to expound a little bit more. So my response was, depends on the people and situation. Rich men, celebrities, and dope boys most often don't see it as an issue. In my dope boy days, I said the person's name because he knows the person's name, always took care of that and made sure my rent was paid, and I always had at least a G on me. Mr. was similar. So it depends on the man and couple, but we love to talk about women but never talk about men who do the same shit. Ask for money, ask to move in, cry the poor mouth, ask you for car note money, you want to use your car, ask you to co-sign, get shit in your name. So they're all bums. But let me say this, a lot of men use their material to get women attention, then get mad when she asks. Men also pursue those type women who ask for shit, but at the same time be upset with a woman who has shit going for herself, who has expectations. I don't ask for that described, but I am not also accepting bullshit. So his response was, I agree with everyone's answer, sent to multiple people to see the response, and nobody answered like I thought they would. So from my perspective, everyone has gotten away from the simplicity of a relationship, the simple things that make us mesh. Everything now is basically a business transaction. I'll never answer this question because one thing about me, how I rock with you, you'll know if I got you and fuck with you. Friend or relationship, period. And if you have to ask me when I'm not your dude, or you don't think I'm gonna stick around long enough, think about that. So I'm not gonna keep going back and forth about what our conversation was. Whenever it came to me and him, I never had that issue. He looked out for me in many ways. But here's my thing. Here is my thing, not necessarily on women asking men for hair and nail money, because some do. Some women will send a dude a cash out and it's like, hey, I just paid to get my nails done, I just paid to get my hair done. And some men have no problem because they understand the maintenance that it is as far as a woman. Now my thing is, there's a difference between your man and there is a difference between somebody that you're just kicking it with. And younger women these days are more apt to do this than grown career-minded women, because I hate to say it, but we got it, so we just take care of it. We understand it's the regular maintenance for us. And this is a conversation also that not only he and I, but he and someone else, but I and someone else had very recently about Gen X. And we are the generation that, well, we of course think that we're the best generation, but we the dope dealer area, the dope dealer era, where we were used to men just throwing money at us and taking care of us. Now we've graduated to being the women who are very career minded, have our own, and so we handle business. It's like we don't need a man, it's nice to have a man. So we're in that era. So we are a mix of a lot of things. We've been through some things, you know what I'm saying? So the conversation that I have is, men have a certain level of expectation whenever it comes to women. They expect you to keep your nails done. They expect your hair to look a certain way. They expect for you to dress nice, look this, be well put together. They expect that feminine energy from you. But at the same time, they don't acknowledge that it is very expensive for us as women in this day and age to maintain the look that attracts them. Now, a lot of them will speak on they want a natural woman. Yeah, they want a natural woman, but they want a natural woman who has natural good hair. Not necessarily someone who has 4C hair like me, to wear it as it is. Therefore, if you want my hair to look a certain way because you're not attracted to the 4C natural coils, that means that's more maintenance. Men used to be totally against fake nails. They talked about fake nails so much. Now, the first thing they want to notice, or they say they like a woman who gets her nails done, has her toes done. That costs money. They say that they don't like the lashes, but they tend to men say one thing, but they're very contradicting in their actions. Nevertheless, whenever we as women get ready to go out and get dolled up for a date with a man, it takes a lot of time and it is expensive. Lashes, first install $125. Maintenance every 2 weeks, about $80. Then you got to throw in the tip. Nails, now I just dropped $110 with tip. The women who get designs and all of that on their nails, when they go get a fill in, depending on the designs and the different intricacies of what they get on their nails, we're looking at about $60, $70, sometimes $80. Then you throw in a pedicure, and so that's going to be another $50. So now you are at $130 every 2 weeks. That didn't even include the tip. The women who get, their hair done, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. If you come to my daughter to get a sew-in, especially if you use her hair, her quality of hair, it can run you up to $900. So I get men saying that, women who ask for to get their hair, give them money for their hair and nails and all that other stuff, they see them, that they're turned off by it. I get that. For some of us who grew up, like I said again, during the dope dealer era, we're used to men taking care of us. But still, there needs to be some acknowledgement that what men are attracted to in a woman, especially an extremely feminine woman, is high maintenance. It is expensive. And those are the ones that they tend to often pursue and go after. If you're going to go after a woman who is high maintenance, if you're going to go after a woman who keeps her hair done, keeps her nails done, wears nice clothes, has a Louis Vuitton purse, always has on heels, always looks together, nice earrings, nice jewelry. True enough, she may be in her bag and she can afford what she does for herself. What men need to understand is that when you choose to pursue this type of woman, you cannot be upset when she has a certain level of expectations. You cannot be upset because no, she don't want to eat at damn Applebee's. No, she don't want to go to Waffle House. No, she doesn't want a coffee date. You pursue what you're attracted to, but if what you are attracted to does not, and I repeat, what you pursue, if it does not jibe well with, hold on, let me put this up. If what you are attracted to or what you pursue does not jibe well with your pockets, do not tear that woman down because she has a certain level of expectations that you cannot afford. Because men want what men want, but at the same time, they don't feel like, they feel like you're supposed to take a L. You're supposed to take a L for them because of what they want. And then they're real quick to say, that's why you're going to end up alone, as a means to tear a woman down because she has a certain level of expectations. And sadly enough, there's a lot of women who also do the same thing to, you know, other sisters who have a certain level of expectations. You can't be mad at women. I'm not going to say us, but you cannot be mad at a woman who is out here in her bag, getting to it, who simply says, these are my expectations because this is how I maintain my life. If that's how she maintains her life, then you need to understand she doesn't have to dumb down or reduce herself just because you want her. It's the same thing of a lot of men say, y'all women don't want a good man. You get a good man and this, that, and the third. Just because you are a good man does not mean that you're a good man for me. And it applies for both sexes. Nevertheless, I'm not really high maintenance. My mid-level maintenance, as like I said, just dropped $110 to get my nails and my toes done, and I'm about to run in the mall real quick, grab me some lunch, see if I can find a few things for this trip to Daytona, and I will holler at you beautiful people later. Love you. Bye. Hey y'all, so I'm trying to get this together. So I'm trying to get it together, y'all. I was gonna wait until I had my house clean before I did any more vlogs. But if I'm gonna be authentic, then you should be able to see me, flaws and all, because you know my house usually doesn't look like this. But this is the result of depression. And now that I'm coming up out of it, trying to clean up my house, get my house back in order, especially considering I will be leaving to go out of town. I'm not a big dishwasher user. I use it more than I have before, but I like to hand wash my dishes. So I was sitting up here, I was thinking that I was gonna get my house cleaned up and then, you know, vlog. But I'm like, Flo, if you're gonna keep it a buck with them, like you supposedly say that you are, then let them see you flaws and all. So that's what you're saying. But anyway, anyhow, couple of things. First, when I got back from the cabin trip Monday, I was at 217 pounds. Today I got on the scale and I was at 212 pounds. And here it is, a couple of weeks ago, I was extremely upset because I was 204 pounds. So to think that in the last couple of weeks I have gained 13 pounds, I had gained 13 pounds. It's crazy. The struggle is real, but I'm not going to harp on it. It is what it is. And I'm going to say it was what it was because I am coming down. I am being very cognizant of, more cognizant of what I am eating. And that is helping. Now, I don't know what it's going to be like with me going out of town to Daytona tomorrow. Because they're going to, I know they're going to turn up. That's all we've been talking about in group chat is how we're going to turn up and act the fool. So, but I'm going to pray on it and trust that I keep everything in moderation. I really haven't had a lot of desire for alcohol. So even though Daytona is a whole different animal than it would have been at the cabin, I'm going to trust and believe that I'm going to have some type of restraint. Even though my sister just called me and told me that her baby sister likes that double XL wine, which to me is nothing but a new school version of Cisco. And she mixes it with Hennessy, but that's how those young folks do it because she's in her 30s, so she can handle it, I guess. Me, I'll be calling Earl all night long. And my recovery time would be atrocious. So, stuff piling up over there. So, couple of things. One thing is, someone posted on, somebody commented. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me get this straight. Hold on, let me spin it. Oh, please. Okay. So someone had commented and said that I need to move out of Atlanta. I know it's a man because his handle is 357, which means that he's a Mason. If you know, you know. And I'm not sure where he is, but he's commented a couple of times on my post. But let me say this. You know, I hear a lot of disparaging comments about Atlanta, and the problem with dating is the fact that I live in Atlanta. But guys, the issues that we have with dating is not just regulated to Atlanta. Let's keep it a buck. I say that a lot lately. Let's keep it a buck. Living in Atlanta is not wholly the issue. Yes, there is a huge gay population here in Atlanta because they're very accepting of gay people. Yes, there is a population of down low here in Atlanta, I'm sure. But me moving somewhere else just for the sole purpose of trying to find a man is dumb to me. Because ain't no guarantee that whenever I move somewhere else that I'm going to find a man. So how dumb would it be for me to leave my well-paying job, move to another city where I don't know anyone in the hunt to find a man? Let's think rational and logical here. Because truth be told, whenever you talk to people that live in other cities, specifically, when you talk to women who live in other cities, they're having the same issues with finding a man. And let's clear something up. I'm not looking for a man. If one comes along, great. But I'm not, I talk about men a lot. I talk about dating a lot, but I'm not stuck on, I'm not desperate. It's not that important to me to find a man that I would move to another city in hopes of meeting one. Because again, there's no guarantee that Houston is supposed to be where all the black men are. That's what it was years ago. Now I have a friend that played kickball. She don't move to Houston. She says same issues as what we have here. Um, New York, too cold. And all the men up there live with their mama. They got a whole bunch of roommates. Too expensive. California, too expensive. South Carolina, North Carolina, Charlotte. Charlotte used to be the place where you can go find a black man. They're having the same issues that we're having here in Atlanta. As a matter of fact, some people are moving to Atlanta because they heard that this is the melting pot where men are. And yes, that makes it, I guess, harder. And the men here are a commodity. But again, as much as I talk about men, I'm just trying to enjoy life. I'm just trying to work, travel, live as stress-free as possible. And my prayer to God is not to live lavishly, but to live comfortably. So again, as many people, because it's not just a man that said that. I've seen plenty of women come on my post and say that the problem is where I live. But the women that are saying it, I'm not sure if they're single or if they're not, or even if you're married, kudos to you. But I'm not moving out of my state to find a man. Now, one day I do want to leave Atlanta, but the reason I want to leave Atlanta has nothing to do with my desire to find a man. I would love to retire or have a home away from home somewhere that is warm and tropical. That's just it. Not to find a man. So that is that. Now, one thing that I did want to talk about, because a meme came up in my archives that I posted years ago. And I might try and remember to put it in this video. But basically what it said was, let's normalize not referring to older women as MILFs and Cougars. I can't speak for anybody else, but MILF has never, ever been something that I find attractive. Just like, being called a bitch or, hoe. It's never been attractive to me. Whenever I hear that, to me, is very demeaning and disrespectful. And I'm bringing this up because, yes, I saw it on a archived post that I made on Instagram, but I was called a cougar this weekend. because I was talking about my friend. So, MILF, and I've heard women refer to themselves as MILFs or be okay with being called a MILF. Mother, I love to F, and I might have addressed this before in a previous video. Mother, I love to F is not a compliment. A mother that I love to fuck. Ladies, we gotta do better. We gotta do better with the acceptance of. I guarantee you that was that mirror that I just put the other mirror that I just put up. Hold up. Hold please. Yep. It was the other mirror that I just put up. It just fell. So the one on the side of the bed next to the window fell last week. And the one that's on my side of the bed fell this week. Guess they don't need to go there. Or I need to hang them with some tacks in the wall. But anyway, ladies, we got to do better. We got to stop normalizing and being okay with things that are really demeaning and disrespectful. Being called a cougar. Being called a cougar is not cute to me. Even before my ex is 5 years younger than me. But I've never thought that it was cute. Why do we have to put labels that really are demeaning on each other? And why do we have to be so accepting of it? If you like someone that is younger, you just like a younger man. Or if he likes an older woman, then he just likes an older woman. I don't want anybody saying to whoever I'm seeing, oh, you like them cougars. I don't like cougars, panthers, cheetahs. Don't call me any type of animal. I am a woman. Don't ever refer to me as a cougar. Ever. Don't ever refer to me as a baby mama. I've always hated that. Whenever Jory's father was, when Jory was maybe 2 or 3, I'll say not even quite 2. Her dad jokingly referred to me as his baby mama. And I corrected him on that. I said, no, I'm your daughter's mother. And I don't call him my baby daddy. I call him my child's father. It's not seen as something positive, and it's something that we often do, is we'll take something that's really not positive and call ourselves putting a spin on it and call ourselves owning it, just like the word nigga, call ourselves owning it and making it positive. I'm not your baby mama. You're not my baby daddy. I'm your child's mother and you're my child's father. Now, some people may say that I'm being too, what's the word for it? Not strict. What's a good word to use? Not picky. Too sensitive about things that they see as no big deal. But what may be a no big deal to you does not necessarily mean it has to be no big deal to me. I do not have to conform. So there is that. I don't know why it's certain things that we used to have a certain level of respect for ourselves as women that we weren't so easily accepting of disrespect. But then I guess disrespect is really it really depends on that person. But if someone tells you that they find it to be disrespectful, you shouldn't discount, or that's for the floor. You shouldn't discount what they're saying because you don't see it as such. We just got to get back to, you know, respecting ourselves, because a lot of men don't respect us because we don't respect ourselves, and we don't set standards, and we're afraid to set standards because we're told that our expectations are too high, or you know, it's we're talked down upon whenever we have certain expectations. So that's what I really wanted to address, was the gentleman who said that I need to move out of Atlanta to find a man. Baby, I'm not running behind no man. A lot of women do, but it won't be me. So my sister's on her way over here. We're supposed to go pick up the truck for tomorrow. And one thing I hate about my apartment complex is that now you pay $20 a day to park over here. The first 2 hours is free, but anything over 2 hours is $4 an hour, up to $20 for a whole day. So that means if you're having company or somebody's coming to visit you, they either got to keep riding around to see if they can find a parking spot on the street, which is not always safe, or they have to pay $20 a day to visit. So that's crazy. But let me go ahead and get this kitchen cleaned up. I just wanted to be transparent with you guys because my house looks a total wreck, even though those are clean. And I did put a few dishes in there. My house looks a total wreck. I'm not even going to show you guys what the bedroom looked like, because I got clothes all over my bedroom from before I was getting ready to go on the trip. And then since I've been back, because I still haven't unpacked and I got to figure out what I'm taking with me. And then I've decided that I'm going to move to the 7th floor. They have a unit that's coming available in June. And I am so excited about moving to the 7th floor. I think there's only 8 apartments. I think there's only, let me see. Hold up. Whew. Up there at, hold up. So there's 1, 2. There's only 1, 2. Shoot. 3, 4. There's only 4, because it's the ones. Ooh, it's the ones that's right there in that corner. And then it's the ones that are over me. Those are the only apartments that are on the 7th floor. And it's all 1-bedrooms. So I said I wasn't going to do it. But knowing that I'll have some peace and quiet with nobody above me means that I'm going to do it. So as soon as I know for sure that I got it, I'm going to go ahead and put in for the transfer. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye.
To wear a skirt. I told Punky I ain't never wore a mini skirt.